Thank you for stopping by Ballistic BBQ. On today's video, I'm going to be cooking up 2 racks of beef ribs on the pit barrel cooker. Let's get going. So here are the racks we're going to be cooking up today. It's nice looking beef, and this is what happened. This is one thing about cryovac. You can't always see little flaws and imperfections, and having a bone that's not connected is kind of a problem on a rack of ribs. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to try to hang this just by itself as a little Scooby snack. Let's get the seasoning these. And I'm going to go very simple with this because I am making a homemade, very different barbecue sauce. I'm just going to go with kosher salt and fresh ground black pepper. I've removed the membranes on these, just that outer membrane. I'm just going to go really light on the back. We can't forget this poor guy. I didn't even pull the membrane off this because, again, I'm hanging it by itself. And I want to make sure that it doesn't fall off the hook. A little kosher salt. Ground pepper. Okay, so this is the rack where that bone was not attached. It's pretty thin right here. You know, they're beef ribs. It's hit and miss with beef ribs because you figure they're cutting, you know, a prime rib roast off of here, so they're trying to get most of the meat on the roast. So I'm going with, let's see here. Yeah, it's on the large bone side, there's more meats, so I'm going to go ahead and pop the hook through there. Well, this one, it's actually totally opposite. It's thicker right here on the smaller bones, so I'll pop it right there. And this is going to be interesting. I think it'll work. I'm just going to pop it right there. Have you seen that before? I haven't. Okay, I'm going to cover these ribs now, let them kind of sweat through the salt and pepper a little bit. We're going to go light the pit barrel cooker, and I have a special guest today on the show. He's coming with a new product called the Rocket Fire, and it's basically a product he developed. It's going to be going into a Kickstarter campaign here really, really soon, and he brought a prototype over for us to kind of play around with. So meet you guys at the pit. Before we kick this demonstration off, I need to let you guys know that I am in no way being compensated by this company. I had a conversation with the inventor of this product. It's called Rocket Fire, Michael right here, and I thought it was pretty exciting, and he was willing to bring a prototype over for us to play with, and we're going to show you guys what it's all about and let you know about the Kickstarter that he's kicking off. So Michael, why don't you go ahead and take the lead here.
All right, we have been developing the Rocket Fire for 2 years. It really came about because there wasn't a great way to light my grill fast, and so I went through the whole chimney thing, the electric lighter thing, the starter block thing, and it just took too long. The electric thing, I had a cord coming all the way out of my house to light my grill. It was a little awkward. Started brainstorming with a good friend of mine, and about 2 years ago went to a design firm and started putting this thing together. And we're going to launch a Kickstarter September 4th, actually next week.
So describe this.
Sure. It's a polycarbonate. Well, this one's actually a 3D printed, but the real one that's been manufactured would be a polycarbonate case, metal bracket on top. It's mobile, so you can hang it on your grill. It'll come in 3 different colors, with the red, the green, and also black.
So if you're hanging it off your grill, is there a risk of this burning, melting?
That's a great question. There's going to be a heat shield on the back that will protect up to about 850 degrees.
It's pretty good. I don't think the exterior of none of my grills are getting to 800 plus degrees.
Yeah. So let's open this thing up. So this is one of our silver rocket fires, and we have several colors that go with the cases. The fuel canister, this is a show fuel canister. The one that we're manufacturing will be coming in later, but it's about a 34 minute time that it will run. It's pretty easy. I mean, the only thing you have to do here is you turn on the gas, you pull out the rocket fire.
So it's actually burning right now. Wow.
Burning right now.
That is a clean flame.
It's blue. It's a blue flame, which I think a lot of people like.
So I notice there's three ports there, so the flame's coming out of obviously each one of those holes.
Yeah, so, and it doesn't get real hot right off the bat, but this is an interchangeable tip. So you can take the tip off if you want to sous vide, finish a sous vide, or you want to light it with a single flame. And then we have other tips that will go on. This is called a tri-flame tip, cone tip. And so this just distributes the flame out, which makes lighting a lot quicker, a lot faster. We also have another tip that we're working on that has 3 vertical flames for lighting the fireplace, fire pits. This lights a fire pit pretty quickly too.
So we're going to be doing the demo on the pit barrel cooker, which I thought would be a good choice because, you know, it's a deep pit. This is the charcoal basket. We're not going to light this outside of the pit, but one of the benefits of the design of that point is you can actually kind of plunge it into the charcoal and it will still burn.
That's correct.
So the charcoal's not going to smother the charcoal.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so it's not lit now.
All right. Start flame.
Well, I have to say that was an impressive demo, and it looks cool too, which is a bonus.
Well, thank you. I think it's going to be fun, right? Some people have talked about how much fun it is to use, but the key is it lights it really fast.
And we're ready to cook already with the way I like to burn my the pit barrel. We're ready to drop some ribs on here.
Great.
All right, man. So is there anything else you want to talk about the Kickstarter or anything?
No, the Kickstarter is we're going to have several reward levels. Again, it's going to be it's going to start next Wednesday, which is September 4th. And there'll be levels where there are extra colors that we can get. The Kickstarter unit will come with the stand, the case, the torch, and also 2 canisters. At a certain level, you'll get everybody will get additional 2 canisters if we reach that level.
Gotcha.
It'll run for 30 days.
Nice.
The website is www.rocketfiretorch.com, and you can search on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram with Rocket Fire Torch.
Right. So we'll have all the links that Michael mentioned on the video, so make sure you check it out. I think this is going to be a little game changer for lighting fires in our pits.
I hope so.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks so much.
Cheers, brother.
Appreciate it.
All right. So the pit barrel was literally ready to go right when Michael left. So, I mean, it was lit and ready to run just a few minutes. Let's get these guys hung in here. One of the nice things about the pit barrel cooker is very efficient. So I'm just putting a handful of hickory chunks in there, actually hickory chips. And if I were using actual wood chunks, I'd put 1, maybe 2. And we are cooking. Brother-in-law is making me laugh behind camera. I'm just going to cook these until they're nice and tender, and I'm looking for that beautiful mahogany color. Then we're going to pull them off and baste them with a homemade barbecue sauce that I'm going to make right now. So the sauce that I'll be making was based on a very famous steak sauce, and it goes very well with beef. In the blender, we're going to kick it off with 1/2 cup of ketchup, 1/2 cup balsamic vinegar, 1/4 cup orange juice concentrate. So this is that frozen orange juice concentrate, 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup raisins, we're getting weird. 2 tablespoons Worcestershire sauce, and 1 tablespoon pickling spice. And we are done. Finally. Very thick. All the raisins have been thoroughly macerated. I really like the texture here. Let's give this a try. So there's a lot going on in this sauce, but it's a lot of good. You get that nice tangy sweetness from the balsamic. The citrus flavors are coming through from that orange, the orange juice concentrate, and that pickling spice is just attacking my palate with a lot of really good spicy flavors. I mean, there's, allspice, coriander, mustard seed, red chili flakes, which I'm getting hit with. It's good. This is going to rock those beef ribs. Next time you see me, we're going to be basting those ribs with this goodness. We're at the 2.5 hour mark, and we're going to go ahead and baste these ribs. It smells amazing. Just a thin coating on the back, so I just like to still, even though there's that thin membrane here, I like to baste the back. And of course this little guy. Another 30 minutes, I'll be pulling this from the pit. We'll be eating soon. Okay, those 30 minutes have passed, and these are done. Beautiful. Going to let these cool down a little bit, then we're going to slice them, give them a try. And here these are. Check that out. Beautiful color. Let's try these out. Oh, nice and tender. First, then you get to the knuckle here. There you go. Wow. Really nice smoke ring. Very juicy looking. These are really good. Really, really good. Very tender, very moist, flavorful beef. Definitely not the meatiest beef back ribs I've ever had in my life, but just got these at a regular grocery store, so I'm not surprised about that. I mean, they're cutting these off of a prime rib roast, and they're trying to save more meat for the boneless rib roast or the ribeye steaks, whatever they're selling. My little secret that I do for good beef back ribs is after the holidays, I'll go to my butcher shop, and they buy way more rib roasts than they need. So I can usually talk my butcher into cutting off a meaty rack of beef back ribs. But these are good. Sauce was excellent. I'm very, very happy with the sauce. It's definitely on the savory side, but there's just a lot of really cool flavors kind of whirling around, and it got even better with this once it hit the heat and got set on these ribs. So that recipe is definitely a keeper. Happy about that. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. Keep the requests coming in. If you haven't subbed, please subscribe and remember to hit the notification bell. See you on the next video. Cheers. Oh, by the way, this is Newcastle Brown Ale. Here. There it is right there. Cheers.